There you are. Get up. Get up, you miserable worm. We've got a job for you.
A job? Ha! Do you know who I am? Do you know what I do here? This is the Well of Souls, the key to everlasting life. To the hells with your job.
Of course I know who you are. And since Fulmerus Hughes has proven the well to be a success, you no longer need to continue your research.
Bah! Hughes was always afraid of getting his hands dirty. He doesn't have what it takes to unlock the real power of the well. He's nothing but a glorified school teacher, weak and undedicated. By my calculations, his well may work, but he has no way to attune anyone to it. Any success he has had is more mine than his.
That may be so, but his reluctance is how you can help us where he cannot. Get us into Alabastra. We'll take care of the rest.
Yes. I'll need an escort to secure more unrefined prismere from Alabastra. Perhaps we can make a deal after all. Anything we can salvage? Even a piece?
Alright, let's level up first. We have equal in smithing and sagecraft, so let's go with smithing. And we wanted to work on our finesse skills. Confirm. Not really useful yet.
You took quite a tumble from the tower.
All my work gone. Damn it all! But at least we're still alive. Once again, I triumph over death itself. Going back into Alabastra. Well, I still have a way in, but it's more dangerous now than the last time we went. I'll need more prismere if I'm to rebuild the well. And I suppose I owe you something for saving my life. Perhaps this talisman can help you. It's a little something I salvaged from the debris. It might just help against whatever killed you the first time.
A soul lens. How did you get into Alabastra?
We got in with a little help, of course. See, it's all because of Callus Dren, the defender of pride. In his house, no one can stand before him. None can even approach, unless you have my little secret.
What's your secret?
Patience, patience. You'll have it soon enough. I'm going to have to dig it out of the rubble of the tower. Go to the field of Huber, and I'll meet you there. And if you value your life, do not approach Dren. I know the type. Lucky youth, peaked early, then crawled into a bottle and waited to die. I'm impressed you've dragged him away from that bottle, but I wouldn't expect him to do any heavy thinking. You mean your deadly little shadow? I know her type. All smiles now, but it's just so she can get close enough to stick her knives in you. After an unfortunate incident with the Templars, Octian decided to move my work someplace a little further from the public eye. We both felt that an island in another land behind the front lines of a war might just be far enough from pride.
That works, yeah.
Dren, defender of pride. One of twin defenders, quite powerful in their homes. But did you know they were also entirely immune to each other's powers? And it seems the Defender of Valor quite disappeared when her house fell. Imagine how useful she would have been if she were here today. Gadflow's got an empire built on Prismere. Think of all the power he's sitting on. And he's wasting it on swords and bows. Arrogant fools, all of them. At least we could sneak past them when they were overconfident. Now that the army's at their gate, they'll be watching for us. He wasn't fit to hold my crucible. much less carry on my work. He could barely even stand to cut open a warm corpse for study. I can't imagine the reason you came back in his well instead of mine. Probably some freak attunement transfer. A horrible, messy, ugly place. Too dark to keep bodies preserved and too hot to keep them from stinking. Oh, to be back in a cave in Datir.
Datir wasn't that much better, let's be honest. Datir is a fucking desert.
Partial successes at best. They remember how to fight, but that's about all they're good for. Named them after an old nursery rhyme. Damn things are always moaning all the time. I thought it might shut them up to give them a name. Simple bone soldiers, easy enough for any decent mage to build and animate. They're not really alive any more than a puppet is. You don't remember it? Well, why dredge up the past? After all, you're fine now, aren't you? You're not the type to hold a grudge, right?
I don't know, am I? We'll find out, won't we?
Okay, okay. You were in Alabastra getting Prismere. I never thought it'd be dangerous. At least not very. Oh, don't give me that look. Accidents happen, and you can't make an omelette without leaving a few corpses. I didn't know anything about you before you worked for me. Octian hired you and told me you were a resourceful assistant. That's all I know. You didn't like talking about yourself. Actually, you didn't like much of anything. Honestly, you were a terror to be around. But you've changed. I can tell. Before you died, you would never have been this diplomatic. You probably would have knifed me for answers by now.
I still have knives if that's what you want.
You left this in your room before you died. Take it, take it.
Innovating signet. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at that.
We were in Alabastra, and I never thought it'd be dead. Oh, don't give me that look. Accidents happen. Octian, the man lacked vision. Can you believe all he wanted was his own personal immortality machine? Such a narrow-minded goal for a Templar. Still, he wasn't squeamish about what had to be done in order to develop the well. I suppose he paid well, too, if you consider that any reason to pursue the sciences. We needed tremendous quantities of Prismere to fuel the well, but it's almost unheard of outside of Alabastra, so we had to sneak in to gather our own. My name is Ventrinio Desalini, and I am Professor Emeritus Abscondus of Post-Mortem Studies at the Edessa University. Of course, that was all before I began work on the Well of Souls. Such an important undertaking doesn't leave much time for other pursuits, you know. The Well of Souls is a noble project. Yes, sacrifices have been made. Laws have been broken. People have died. And they will continue to die. Don't you see? That's exactly what I'm trying to prevent. How many have died in this war? Thousands. The bodies are shoulder deep in the battlefields, but for trying to cure it, they call me a monster? Fine. We were collecting Prismere. I tried to stop you. I really did. But you decided to sneak into Amethyst, and I wasn't about to get killed along with you. I spent days trying to get your corpse back, but to no avail. Much as I hate to admit it, I should thank Hughes for succeeding where I failed.
Didn't actually think you would have different dialogue. Okay.
Just go to the Field of Hubert and wait for me. I'll meet you down there once I can find this damned essence. Get going, and remember, don't go near Dre.
The half-dead were swarming around this tower.
The beacon of corruption is finally wiped from this island. Well done.
Oh yeah, there's not much left there. We are going to have to visit a healer sometime soon, because we do actually have a disease, and we don't have a cure disease potion. We could probably make one at an alchemy bench. So we'll have to see about that.
I'm sure we can trust Ventrinio, but I'll keep an eye on him. The House of Pride is a gateway to Alabastra. Until we can find a way through it, Gadflow can send his soldiers through. Sidon says the barrier into Alabastra is a result of a Fae named Dren, the defender of Pride, or so they say. All I know is that everyone who walks into that barrier falls to their knees and gets cut down if they don't get pulled back out. Everyone except Ventrinio. Mindless soldiers who fight without thoughts. Really just wild magic moving a corpse around. You got into Alabastra once.
Alright. Let's go back.
So, it's off to face Dren, is it? Dren is the defender of the House of Pride. He may help the Tuatha, but he doesn't serve them. Legend says it was where the first alliance between enemies was formed. And we Fae do so love to repeat legends, don't we? The House of Pride gave us our greatest leaders and most brilliant witches. And what's more, they were blessed with our defender, Dren. With Dren in his house, it could never fall. But we never thought it would succumb to the Tuatha's corruption. Isn't that why you found that gnome? I certainly don't intend to bury Dren in bodies. What does one do in the face of certain death?
Try anyways. Alright. We did Castle Gastia, we did Dama Rock. Let's go back there and then go back into the into what's it called? Well, the lower part of the Kalet coast, I guess. Still have a bunch of stuff to do down here. Still doing okay in terms of inventory. Alright, now let's stick to the left and let's see where we go. Going to explore this real quickly. Oh, this actually takes us right to where we need to go. Okay, yeah. Then, no. Let's actually not stick to the left. Let's stick to the right. Because I want to explore all the other stuff that's here first. Before we continue with that part of the main story.
Don't be afraid. I know who you are, and this is a safe place. Welcome to my camp. I am Captain Droon Ancilla, great-great-grandson of Clary Ancilla, and heir to the Caelid coast. Unlike the Tuatha, I am a gracious host. Please, come, warm yourself at our fire. Anything we have to offer is yours.
You sound too nice to be true. What's going on here?
I've fought countless battles and survived an interminable siege to return to my native land. Nostalgia does not drive me. I am here for what's rightfully mine. But taking my place on the throne will not be easy. Before he died, my father hid the symbols of his station so they would not be stolen. I speak of the famous Seal of Ancilla and the verdant blades, my father's royal medallion and war chakrams. Without them, I am nothing but a soldier. Caelid was once a lush, vibrant domain, ruled by my father and his brother Port. It had been in our family for generations, and our subjects were a peaceful people. Of course, the Gastier family was constantly claiming the land as their own, going so far as to build a castle that looked down upon us. Looked down on us. The seal was forged by my great-great-grandmother, the first Clary Ancilla, mother of the Caelid nobles. She crafted it herself from scarab salts and terrenium. The verdant blades belonged to my father. He used them in the many battles fought to secure our borders. They have no equal in Cluricon, or anywhere for that matter. I was hoping you'd volunteer. Getting the heirlooms will be a challenge. You see, they are held in a family lockbox, the key to which is not in my possession. As for the key, I made a mistake. I was young, foolish. The night before the Bolgan came, I gave the key to a girl. She was... how can I put this? My childhood love. Her name is Hilared Gastier. Yes, a Gastier, the sworn enemy of House Ancilla. It was a gesture. I meant to show her what she meant to me. But now, she has what I need. If you can convince Hilared to give you the key, you will need to retrieve the items from the lockbox in the old family fortress of Seawatch to the east. Good luck.
Oh, joy.
We're trickling in from the drowned forest in isolated units. Not a cohesive front, which is a problem. The geography, the foliage, it's a logistical nightmare. Captain Trav was able to force a wedge into the Tuatha defenses, enough to slip into Alabastra. But breaking through is one thing, holding the line is another. I was raised here. Strange how small it all seems now. Almost like we were all playing at being lords of this land, and that we never had any real power. Even now I can feel it. The darkness. The place doesn't want us here. It never has. Why else would such tragedy have befallen my family? Every dark corner is cursed. I was only 10 years old when the Bolgan came. All I remember of this place are scattered memories. My mother's screams. My father's blood on my boots. I've devoted every coin of our family fortune to the war effort, knowing that one day I'd return to the coast and reclaim what was mine. How I long to see Hilared again. But my responsibility to my family comes first. Goodbye.
Alright. That's him. Private Shannara, what's your deal?
Blessed Lyria, I know you. That's right. The last time I saw you was when you dangled from the Baelor like a drop of spittle on a Bolgan's chin. Mercy, the hero of Nelson Shear. I'd know the face anywhere. Let me guess. The army has you out here on a special mission? Me, I'm just trying to live through the nights, trying to find a bit of time to myself, to explore.
Why do you want to explore?
Really? You know where we are, don't you? This is the Caelid coast, land of the Alfar lords. Ancilla and Gastier, the Southern Lights, the Lady's Children? You really don't know, do you? This land is home to many mysteries, and supposedly many treasures as well. My favorite? The Lady's Children. They're a collection of frond-leaf dolls, very rare, very valuable. Legend says they were lost in the invasion, I'd go out in search of them, but duty calls. Old Lady Clary was the last bride of House Ancilla, and insane. They say she spoke to spirits, and that she smothered her own infant
Yikes.
child. Her only love was a collection of dolls, a love that bordered on obsession. She took them everywhere, gave them names, and even slept with them at night. Most scholars believe that the lady's children, as they came to be called, held some special meaning for her. But what?
Well, I guess we'll find out.
You would do that? Even with all the other, more pressing matters at hand? My sister is not going to believe this. The hero of Mel Senshir. Legend says that the dolls were last seen in Lady Ancilla's hands when her family was murdered. So I was just going to look around the ruins.
Well, you are lucky. I suffer from chronic side quest syndrome, so, you know.
After you put a dagger into the Baelor at Mel Senshir, the rest of us were sent in to mop up the mess made by the Tuatha. We keep pressing south to Alabastra. All I know is that they're fashioned from brittle frond leaves, and that the Lady Ancilla kept them close at all times. I suspect there was something inside them. The poor hag was driven mad by her isolation out here on the Caelid coast. They say she took the life of her youngest, smothered him with her chamber pillow. After that, it was only a matter of time until every last breath of reason blew out of her. She made the dolls, and they became her new family. Ancient, magical auras that float across the Caelid coast at night. No one is sure what they mean, or how they got there, but I hear they're beautiful.
They're really quite underwhelming.
I'm from the plains of Erethil, from Colm. My family moved west after the invasion, but I chose instead to fight. I think about them every day.
Alright. Oh, I can actually loot this. Nice. The rest of you are just no-name guys, right? Yeah. Okay.